Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. After a little bit more of a break than I meant to take, sorry about that, today we are finally going through my time at Blade Show 2025. This of course being the Polaroid that inspired my last edit that I uploaded on Instagram. Link in the description, go check it out if you are interested. I shouldn't say it. It's a link to my Instagram that I think is always in the Blade Bias description. But go check it out if you're interested. That was kind of my Blade Show passion project. And this is a bag that I got from a stand that was at the entrance to Blade Show. And inside it is all of the goodies that I got. The only thing that I ask before we start this video, guys, there's going to be stuff you see in here that you're going to want my opinions on. I promise you, I will be making a video on all of the ballad songs in here. Please don't ask in the comments for opinions. That's all. Okay? Cool. So let's go into our random grab bag and see what we get first. This is kind of a spoiler, so I will find the thing that it goes with. If you give me 1 second. There she is, the LDY Orion S plus a little case, which Will, the guy that worked the booth, told me also has a little stand on it, which is actually really cool. I like that. You can also use it as like a hanger. But this is the LDY Orion S, a brand new version of the Orion, which is Chanwich instead of the normal sandwich where you have two pieces and then spacers at the end. These handles are just two pieces. Changes up the balance a little bit and was the return of my personal favorite blade almost ever, the Orion comb blade. And seeing this thing at Blade Show, seeing how well it flipped, I just had to pick one up, especially for about $100, which is what they were selling for. I think it was actually $110. But I got this beautiful, I don't think it's Cerakote, but it's a beautiful coating with a blue and green splatter on it on a white base, and I just love the look of it. This is my dream come true ballad song, the Comb Orion, but made even better because the Orion S is better than I really thought it would be given the small change to the construction of it. But like I said, full video coming later. We'll get this guy out of the way. I got a free hat from Benchmade. That was pretty cool. They were giving them away at their booth. They also weren't selling anything at their booth, which I thought was interesting. You had to go to a different place if you wanted a Benchmade product. You had to go to one of their distributors, which was fascinating. The Zippy Balisong Baliquill, a 3D printed, I think $25 balisong, characterized by its ability to hold a pen. Kind of like the Balio, but way better because it actually somewhat competently flips. And that is all due to a system that Zippy designed down here that allows the handles to be completely hollow and you can fill it with whatever you want. So I currently have it filled with a few tungsten balls. That's why it sounds like a bit of a maraca. But this thing is absolutely awesome. And not awesome because it flips amazingly. Awesome because it flips competently and it's such a goofy idea that I can't help but love it. That Zippy guy. He just makes the goofiest stuff, doesn't he? What else is in here? This is my brand new Squid Trainer V4. I bought it from the clearance section that they had at the Squid booth. You could ask them to see their clearance or like their blemishes or whatever, and they pulled out this giant case full of all different balisongs from within their line. I know some people got like a Ghost Squiddy L. I saw some people get Squid Trainers, Nautiluses, basically stuff that was damaged or I don't know what's the word. It was blemished from the production run that they sold at a discount. I got this thing, which had some scuffs on the end of the handles. It was better than this, but it still kind of looks like that for markedly off of the actual price, which is sick because ever since I sold my V2 Squid Trainer, I kind of regretted it a little bit. And then they released the V4, which added bushings, which my old V2 was also modified to have. I think I had a 2.5 and I had it modded to have bushings in it. This is the official version of that bushing squid trainer, now with jimping, much more comfort all around. And while I do agree with people that the old squid trainer balance is better, I will take the comfort any day of the week because the rounded and chamfered stuff is really awesome to have. I think we're getting down to our last stuff here, but this was a surprise star of the show. This is the Reverie Manufacturing Zero, a manual OTF utility blade holder that has one of the coolest constructions I've ever seen. I've been obsessed with this thing, not just because of its fidget factor, but because of how clever a lot of the stuff in here is. And I would love to make a full dedicated video to this thing, kind of talking about it, because I've had my fair share of woes with taking this thing apart and accidentally taking too much apart, which means that I had to put it back together. And in doing so, I learned a lot about what they're doing on the inside, which is just cool stuff. The lock is cool. This little sliding pin is cool. The spring is cool. And honestly, the fact that you might have missed it, the fact that I'm able to take this thing apart with no tools whatsoever, and yet it doesn't fall apart in normal use. It's just a really fun little utility knife. I really, 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 really like this thing. It's so fidgetable. And finally, the star of my show. Oh, actually, not the star of my show. Kind of the star of my show. I got some zippy mods. I got serif weights, and I got a ring insert for the squid trainer. I just like the purple and pink that were there. Zippy also helped me do a little like homemade mod where we put a tungsten ball in here and then taped it, because I tried Cream Soda's squid trainer, which had that same mod, and it flipped really well, and I wanted to do it. Zippy was kind enough to oblige me. Unfortunately, the tungsten ball broke out of the tape that we used, so I lost it. So I just removed the tape. But that is something that I will probably end up doing in the future if I ever get a chance again. But yeah, Zippy, my glorious mod king. Love it. Now, the actual star of my show. If I can find it. This is a big bag. Now, this isn't mine. This was lent to me very, very kindly by Martine from MachineWise. This is a prototype, I believe a prototype, of their Live Blade Prisma Pro. And it isn't sharp, which means that I will actually flip it. It's quite blunt. Still sharp enough to like get you if you hit yourself on the bite side, which I really like, but not sharp enough to cut you, which is so sick. Honestly, my perfect live blade. And this thing is so sick. I'll have to confirm with him. They did something special with the handles. It feels a lot softer than the specific Prisma Pro, and this is the only one that they've done it on. And man, does it somehow makes the normal Prisma Pro feel less premium because of just how much softer and smoother this feels. But in the full video I do on this one, I'll have to get a confirmation on what exactly that thing that they did was. But Martine let me hold on to this, and he said, hey, give it back to me later, but for now, have some fun with it. Because, man, this was actually the demo. So if you were at Blade Show at MachineWise's booth, this is the one you probably flipped. It flipped so much better than I thought it would. I can't remember how I was on the Blade when it initially came out. I don't think I was the biggest fan of it, but I've really come around on it since then, and now getting to flip it, this has become one of my favorite Balisongs, period. Which is really awesome. So I'm going to be a bit sad when I send this back, but definitely my favorite thing that I got at Blade Show. I didn't even purchase it. So huge thank you again to Martine for letting me try this thing out for a little bit. My voice is even cracking to show my appreciation. It's so awesome. But that's pretty much it. Again, I will do videos, dedicated videos on all of this stuff. Not the Zippy mods eventually, but mainly focusing on the actual stuff I got from Blade Show. So you will get full opinions on all of that stuff. Don't worry, just be patient. But for now, that's what I picked up at Blade Show. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much to everyone who came up and hung out. I hope you had a great time, especially if it was your first Blade Show. Blade Show this year was awesome. But I plan on doing a separate video talking about my actual experience at Blade Show and some of the booths that were there. So we will get to it when we get to it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in that video. Later.